So apparently, Our Kingdom Impact came out on July 1st, 2025, and other than seeing a video on YouTube about it, it pretty much went under my radar. When Our Kingdom first came out, like in 2013 or 14, I forget, but when it first came out, I played the open beta for 2 weeks and it was so much fun. It was one of the most fun periods I had in an MMORPG because our levels were capped and gear was capped, and all we would do is just PvP. And even in the main town Nevea, everywhere I looked, people were just dueling, and the classes were unique, they were fun, the graphics were nice, anime style, it was cutesy, it played pretty decently for what it was, you know, a tab target, old school MMORPG. And you know, once the game released, it had thousands of players. I mean, it was fun for the first initial at least 6 months, and eventually I got, you know, tired of the game and moved on to something else. It was a pretty wonderful experience. And of course, this was a free-to-play Eastern MMORPG, so naturally there was a cash shop. But the cash shop, while it gave people advantages, people still played because, you know, that's only a PvP advantage, and PvP is only in dueling and in certain instanced PvP games. So, you know, people just didn't bother with that, or, you know, it just didn't interest them. But in the PvE side, you know, there was a lot of customization to your character's power, and even as a free-to-play player, you'd be able to buy a lot of the good stuff, you know, just playing the game, making money, and then buying it off the marketplace. So all in all, you know, the game had a lot of nice things about it. The visuals, they always pumped out new classes, so there's a lot of class variety and stuff. So when this came out, Our Kingdom Impact, I was really surprised. I mean, I just don't understand why people can't take care of their MMORPGs. For example, these guys, you know, even though they had such a wonderful game initially, and eventually it died off because it wasn't grown, but Our Kingdom had a sequel. That was Our Kingdom 2, which was just a mobile game, and it sucked. I tried it. And then when they finally decided to make this, I guess, a remastered version of Our Kingdom back on PC, you'd think they would put a little more into it. I mean, I barely heard about this. Was there any marketing done? I really think there wasn't. Like, they should have came in with a very powerful campaign and give people a reason to log in. You know, I actually played Our Kingdom last year in the summer. I went back for nostalgia's sake, and when I did, I saw that servers were merged and my old character was gone, so I remade it and brought him back to his former glory. And the whole system of leveling and gearing wasn't too bad. I mean, you know, for what it was, you know, it was just a going around autopathing, doing just kill quests and simple quests, and then going through dungeons at the end of each map and stuff. I found a community in there. Even though it was a small player base, there was still an actively small player base. I joined a guild. I think it was called Transcendence. They had a guild master who was absolutely wonderful, trying to make, you know, the guild a wonderful place for the guild members. She would constantly run events like multiple times a week, and, you know, kept the guild active. The guild chat was active, the Discord was active, and, you know, I thought it was great that even though this game is so small, there are still people who played as their main game. There's a long progression system inside the original Our Kingdom, which is collecting the Eidolons. They give you set bonuses for collecting certain types. You might have seen similar forms of this progression. Throne of Liberty, they had a smaller form of it, with those little pet dudes you collected there too. I forgot what they're called. But, you know, there was a long grind and progression to it. And of course, it's more PvE oriented, and the PvP community is even smaller, but they're still there. They're still playing it. They were still enjoying the game for what it was, and I thought it was beautiful. I really loved being a part of that guild for the few weeks I tried it again, and, you know, it was fun. Like, that's what MMORPGs are all about. It's about having a good time. It's about, you know, making memories and stuff. It was a beautiful game, and it's not that it was such a flawed game that it wasn't, you know, it couldn't have been fixed or improved and turned into a popular game. Like, there was no reason that I ever thought that it couldn't have been bigger. The only reason is that it was poorly run. Like, when you had the opportunity to re-release it on PC and stuff, it's like, wouldn't you want it to be better? Wouldn't you want it to be popular? Wouldn't you want there to be, you know, tens of thousands, if not 100,000 plus players playing your game? Like, no marketing done whatsoever. What were they thinking? Honestly, guys, I apologize. I guess I made this video for a bit of a rant of disbelief, because I actually looked at the Steam charts. Monka S. Like, they peaked at 2,400 players when it released, I guess. And that's it. Like, oh my god, they didn't even break 10K. I mean, that's sad. I remember the original game when it first came out. There were tens of thousands of players, multiple servers, poppin' guilds. Like, we were, you know, serious rivals with other guilds and stuff. And, you know, the PvP was fun. There was constantly people going. I was Lord of the Arena the first time around, and I loved it. It was a core memory for me. It was such a fun experience. And sure, later on, you know, whales pull ahead, but the PvE was still, you know, there were things like what was it, the Sky Tower? It was like this multiple floor tower. Initially, I think there were only like 25 floors or something, but we have to clear each floor, and each one was an encounter, whether it was a boss with unique mechanics or a specific task we had to do within a certain time limit and stuff. It was a fun experience. It really hurts to think that they didn't try harder. Like, try harder. It's a game. You want players. Recruit players, give them a reason to play, showcase all the things that you've improved since the first time around. I didn't hear a single thing about this. Oh, God. Rant over. It's so disappointing. Like, MMORPGs, man, we have so few of them. Our Kingdom wasn't a bad game. It had its flaws, which could have been fixed. This would have been a great opportunity to fix them. We have so few of them. It would be nice that we had like a dozen or two, you know, that we could play on rotation, that we're all, you know, doing decently well, or at least cared for properly. But instead, it's like this. Zero marketing budget. That's what it is. Anyway, also one thing I wanted to point out, like this negative reviews, man, my God, mostly negative. How sad is this? It's bad. Other weapons are missing. Oh my God. As someone who spent thousands of hours in the original Arc Kingdom, I wanted to love Arc Kingdom Impact, but it just isn't. Everything feels like a downgrade version of the classic. Oh, bad game. It's just a recycle with the exact same one. Version 1 with bloatware. This company will delete the server every 2 years and restart the game, etc. My God. Here's a recommended one. Not as good as the original, and the captcha keeps popping up all the time. It's not bad, but definitely should just do what it was before and add new stuff. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you had some entertainment listening to my rant. If you guys want me to go through the misery of reviewing this game and trying it, 200 likes, I'll do it. 200 likes in a week. Okay, that's the goal. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you know, drop a comment and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Oh, and follow me on twitch.tv/impanzu, where I stream. I also stream on YouTube. But yeah, thanks.